Did IRCC issue you a shorter postgraduate work permit because your passport was about to expire? You may still be eligible to receive the rest of your postgraduate work permit after renewing your passport. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to apply step by step for postgraduate work permit extension and what documents you need. You can only apply if your current work permit was shortened due to your passport's expiry. But before we begin, there is one important thing to know that this is not your regular postgraduate work permit extension, and your work permit should indicate this in the remarks section. Also, this is offline or paper-based application, so without wasting time, let's check how we can apply for PGWP extension. First of all, search for the PGWP extension due to passport expiry and click on the official IRCC link. After that, click on apply to extend your postgraduate work permit. Now click on if you need to extend or change the conditions of your postgraduate work permit. As I mentioned earlier, and it is clearly written that you must apply on paper if you are extending or changing the conditions of your PGWP. It also states that you can only extend your PGWP if your passport expired earlier than the full period of eligibility of your PGWP. Another important point is that you don't have to provide proof of language ability when applying for PGWP extension due to your passport expiry. Now our first step is to click on apply on paper. It will ask you that why can't you apply online? So we are going to select I need to extend my PGWP or change its condition, and then click on continue. IRCC recommends that you should also include a letter of explanation clarifying the situation along with your extension application. In this letter, just explain that your PGWP was issued for a shorter period because your passport was expiring, and now that your passport have already been renewed, you are requesting for the remaining eligible validity of your work permit. Now let's move to step 1. To get the application package, click on the instruction guide. You can go through the entire guide and read all the instructions, but I just want to explain the fees section. You need to pay 155 Canadian dollar for the work permit processing fee and 100 Canadian dollar for the open work permit holder fee. So the total application fee is 255 Canadian dollar. I'll show you later in this video how to pay these fees online. Since this is a paper-based application, we will need to print required documents, and for that click on this document checklist. Then click on the checklist link once again to open it. Remember that you do not have to submit any original documents unless IRCC specifically asks for them. The first document is IMM 5710, which is application to change conditions, extend my stay or remain in Canada as a worker. So check this box because you will need to complete and submit this form. Next, you need to submit the photocopies of both your old and new passport because you are extending the work permit due to passport expiry. So check this box as well. After that, submit a photocopy of your current immigration document, which is your current work permit. Check this box too. Then we have to submit our final transcript from the college or university. You will have to provide proof of payment. Again, for the proof of payment, you will have to pay 155 Canadian dollar for work permit processing fee and 100 Canadian dollar for open work permit holder fee, and I will explain later in the video how you can pay fees online. For language proficiency, you do not need to submit any language test results for this type of PGWP extension, so leave this box unchecked. After that, take a printout of this document checklist because you will need to include it with your application package. And remember one thing, don't forget to include your letter of explanation. Now let's download the actual application form, and for that click on this IMM 5710 link. Once again click on this link and you would be able to download the application form. This form is almost similar to the one when you originally applied for your postgraduate work permit, so it's quite simple to fill out. So start by entering your UCI number and then select your preferred language of service. After that, select apply for a work permit with the same employer. Now complete your personal information such as your name, gender, date of birth, place of birth, and your country of birth. Then write Canada as your current country of residence and select worker as current immigration status. Then enter the start and expiry date of your work permit. If you haven't previously visited any other countries, then select no. Next, select your marital status. Then choose your native language and the language in which you are most comfortable to communicate. Now provide your passport details. If you don't have any national identity document, then just select no. If you don't have a US permanent residency card, then select no as well. In the contact details section, enter your current mailing address, residential address, telephone number, and email address. Next, provide the date and place of your original entry to Canada. Select your original purpose for coming to Canada. Then enter the document number of the most recent immigration document, which is your current work permit. For the question what type of work permit are you applying for, select postgraduate work permit. Have you been issued a certificate under the provincial nominee program? Select depending on your situation. In my case, the answer is no. Next, provide your education and employment history, and then move on to the background information section. So answer all these questions honestly based on your situation. One important question is that have you ever remained beyond the validity of your status? Select no. Another question is that have you ever been refused a visa or a permit? Again, answer it based on your own situation. Next question is that have you previously applied to enter or remain in Canada? For most applicants, the answer will be yes. You can mention here that you applied for study permit and work permit, and then provide the study permit number and work permit number. Finally, enter your name, date, and click on validate. Once the form is validated, the barcode page will be generated. When you save the form on your computer, make sure that those barcode pages are included, and then take a printout of that form. And after that, manually sign and date on each pages of the form. Step 2 is to prepare your application package. And I already mentioned everything in detail that you have to submit all the pages of the form. Take a printout of it, sign and date the form, and ensure that place the barcode page at the top of your package. Now let's move on to the step 3, which is paying your application fees. Click on this pay your fees online link. Then select your application type, which is temporary residence, and then click on continue. Under workers, enter 1 for work permit including extensions, and for that it's going to cost you 155 Canadian dollars. Then enter 1 for the open work permit holder fee, which is 100 Canadian dollars, and then click on submit. After that, you can review the summary of fees. Total you are going to pay 255 Canadian dollars, and then log in and complete the payment. Once you have paid the fees, take a print of the payment receipt, because you will have to submit it together with your application package. Now let's move to the final step, which is submitting your application. IRCC recommends to use a postal or a courier service with a tracking number, so that you will have a proof that your application was delivered to the IRCC office. Place your completed application forms, supporting documents, payment receipt, letter of explanation, document checklist into a large envelope. Write your name and address at the top left hand corner of the envelope, and then finally send your application to the address provided by the IRCC. Before you submit it to IRCC, ensure that you have included the complete document checklist, and as well as all the application forms and supporting documents. And that's it. I hope this video helped you to understand the complete PGWP extension process due to passport expiry. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone else who might need it. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below, and I will try to help as much as possible. And thank you for watching.